All right, YouTube, I have another Umarex product I'm going to clean right now. It's the Umarex from Germany, Walther CP99. It goes an extra mag roll now. I have 4 magazines. I did buy 2 extra ones and an extra magazine for the CO2. That way I just like doing extra magazines. I don't know why. But there it is. Comes with a nice hard case. Obviously, I've been using it. I've had this pistol for over a year, 1 year, and have not field stripped it and cleaned it very well. It's been running very well, so why do it? So it's time now. Let's take it out of the case, put it in its holder for now. Take off the CO2. It does have an extra back strap for more comfort if you wanted more or less. If you have a small hand or a bigger hand. This one stock came on there is for a bigger hand. Or smaller hand, I'm sorry. This would be for bigger. Put that back in there. Like I said, I have 4 magazines. These are all rotaries, and these also work in the Beretta 92 FS that I just purchased a little while back. So I have 6 magazines, plenty, at 8 rounds each. So that's 48 rounds I can load up. Just keep popping off shots, and probably that's enough for one CO2. I will not have to reload through a whole video or through a whole shoot. Let's put this aside. All right, same thing. You're gonna check and see if the pistol has a decocker on this side, or to open up the slide. It's not as beefy and strong as the Beretta, but it's still. So we're gonna close it back up. This one has a safety on this side. Fire. Safe. You don't see any red, you're safe. It does have all the white markings of keep away from children, safety, all that stuff, and then the Walther marking. But anyway, we're gonna take our flathead screwdriver, and there's a screw right at the bottom, just like on the Beretta. A flathead, we're gonna take that out. That way we can remove the slide. And this retains the slide too when you put it back in, or else every time you opened it up, it would go flying out. Let's put the screwdriver aside. I'm gonna just hand loosen this. Should be about the same. So it's a short one, a little shorter than the Beretta. Put that up here. And we should be able to just slide it off. There it goes. Same thing, you have a spring that goes in the front. Like I said, this is my first time opening this up, so we're all learning together. It has the hammer. It does not come out like on the Beretta. It's a fixed hammer. You can hear it. That's your hammer. It is pretty dirty though. It needs to be cleaned. Definitely dirty. So let's just clean it. This is pretty much all metal. Tell you what, you didn't see this. Just really make the gun clean and smell good. I am going to lube it up. I'm staying away from the seals. Wiping everything down. Get that hammer real good. Wipe down the slide. Total different setup. You can see it's not nearly as well made. It's polymer, so it's very light. Now, I will weigh the pistol at the end because I am curious myself. I forgot how much it weighs. Just clean all this gunk off. How you release the magazine, right below the trigger guard. You pull that down and your extra magazine comes out. Now I have 2 right there. These are $50 each. So I try to take care of those too. Not much to do but just lube up the seal and check it out. Now let's see, it looks pretty clean. Much better than what it was. All the black dirt is gone. Now, obviously, it's dry right now, so I can add some lubricating oil. But I think I'm going to add some grease just like I did on the other one. Let's look at this. The slide upper is, yeah, not dirty at all, really. That's where that rubber seal is. You want to lube that up with silicone. That rubber sits right against the brass in there. So you got to keep that nice and lubed up. So I just use Peligon or Peligon oil you're going to use all the time when you change CO2, so you lubricate the internals. But you want to make sure the seal is nice. Everything clean around it. All right, so I think she's ready. She's ready for disassembly after we lube up with gun grease. Let's cover up this good smelling stuff I don't want to mention. Like I'm addicted. I wish they made a clone out of it. Actually, I dab it on once in a while. Honest. It smells so good. Anyways, we have Peligon oil. Again, we're going to use synthetic gun grease made for real pistols and anything else that moves, really. It's synthetic, so it will not harm anything in the pistol, in the air pistols. We're going to syringe some out. Remember, it's kind of tricky, so you have to be careful. Get the pressure going and form a little dab on the front. Retract it back. You do not need very much. A little dab is all you need. We're going to run that on the slide or the receiver, lower. You could feel it's rough right there. Well, you know, live and learn. And we're going to also lube up the inside of this, where the spring sits and everything. Just dab it on there. All right, we have our cleaning towel. Now your CO2 canisters, that's a pretty cool design too, really, honestly, how it charges up. Now, this is brass right here. You don't have to do anything to that but a little bit of oil or silicone oil. Same with the seal on the other side. Just wipe it down. I'm going to do both magazines. Do not need a whole lot. Now these have been in here for a while. I'm curious to see if I have any gas in them, so I will be checking that out. Let's wipe the pistol down a little bit. All right, so for reassembly, we have our spring. Needs to go in there. Hold down on the decocker, or it opens your chamber, loading chamber. That's locked. You can let go, but I like to keep it hand on there. Start your screw by hand again. On this pistol, same setup. Ermarex does a good job setting up these pistols. It's a little tricky. My lack of light doesn't help. That's why I wear the light on my head. All right, now you start it by hand. You want to tighten it, but not over tighten. Make sure it's going in smooth. If it's not, stop, reverse the process, and go all over again on the screw. You might not have put everything together right. All right, so I won't blind you with the light after this. You'll know when it's tight. There it is, stops. That's all you need. Every once in a while, you're going to check that screw. That's your retaining screw to hold that slide in. If that falls out and you lose it, you're SOL. It's like one size fits all. The Beretta's different. This is a little shorter. So what I do, I make sure I don't lose that thing. Because if it falls out and you don't realize it did, when you open the slide, watch the force it has. That's pretty loud. What I like to do is just hold on to it and let it come out, nicely. You don't want to jam it like this. It's bad practice in case you have it loaded up and the safety's off and trigger goes off. But it's a very nice pistol. Also, what you can do with this pistol, it's double action. You can slide it back like this. Hear it click. Trigger went all the way back. I don't know if you could see that. That's your single action. Now I can dry fire it because I have no CO2 gas. It will not because the safety is on. Now I can hit. Now it goes to fire. Pretty cool, huh? You can also decock this the same way as the Beretta by pulling that slide back, holding down the trigger, let it go back, decock it like that way. Pretty cool too. So there it is. Put a CO2 in. It only goes one way. So when you load these, you have to make sure that this part, the rounded part, is one way, and this is in the back. Because if you don't have it the right, you won't be able to load it up. It has to be just right. There it is. Load it up. Ready to fire. We're going to put on safe. Remember how you just release your CO2 magazine? This is your power. And then you have your rotary magazine with your ammunition that goes in there. Pretty neat setup. Walther CP99. Okay, last thing I didn't do in my last video when I cleaned the Beretta right before this, I use a hot silicone cloth or any other silicone cloth. I wipe the pistol down. Make it really, really shine. Just adds that extra touch. You'll see what I mean. Another feature of this pistol that I added on, you can see the sights. Oopsie. This will work, or the one on my head. This actually works really well because when you're shooting, you can just, you don't need another flashlight. You can have your hands free. Slip down like this for a second. And you can charge up your, let me turn that off. Charge up your gun glow. Look at that. Can I shoot myself? Oh yeah, I could. Just trying to be smart. Anyways, there she is. Walther CP99. All ready to go. You even have some gas. Wow, what a blast.